Good evening, Facebook friends, family, and everyone else. This is Miss Ellen again for another episode of Kitchen Shenanigans. This time I decided to make some flatbread, and it's called 2-ingredient flatbread. The first ingredient I'll show is some gluten-free flour. And the next ingredient I will show you is it's some, sorry. I made some Greek-style coconut yogurt, and basically what it was is you take the coconut yogurt that's in the container, you pour it in a strainer, and this was the yogurt maker that I had, that I was making milk yogurt, and I found that you just pour it in there and let it strain. And basically what happens is if it strains really well, there should be water at the bottom, a little liquid. It is some. But I'm just letting it strain. And so what I did, I'll put this back in the refrigerator. What I did is I made some self-rising flour, which I took, let's see, put this back in the refrigerator. I took some of the flour here, and I took the flour, and then I added some non-GMO, 100% 100% baking soda. I found baking soda that was in a jar, not actually in the box. And then I added a little salt, and then I made the self-rising flour, and then I sifted it, this is what's left of it. That is the self-rising gluten-free flour. And then I added some yogurt and a little bit more salt, mix it all up. And then now what I did is I rolled it out into circles. Make it in a circle, and I cut it into 8. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, let's see. I will show, I'm putting one of these, and I'm putting a little bit of avocado oil, and I'm rolling it together. And I don't know how this is all going to work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm putting it in what is a tortilla maker. It's a tortilla press, and you would take the dough like that. On the bottom is some parchment paper. I'll put parchment paper on the top of it. And then what I'll do is I will drop this big weight. And I've seen where people have actually made their own little presses, but what I'll do is I'll press this down and then lift it up, and it should be somewhat flat, circle. So what I'll do is I'll turn it around again so it will get flat. I press it down again. And this little handy thing I got from Amazon. I press it down again. And you can make tortillas. It's tortillas. You can make flatbreads, anything that you want to make it a circle. And I press it down again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to exactly leave it like this, because I could leave it like that and it's really a small one. So what I did is I'm going to take a trusty dusty rolling pin, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it and kind of make it a little flatter. Wow, technology. And what I'm going to do is, and then I think one more hit with the rolling pin. I think that's going to be flat enough for me. So, let's see. One more for good measure. Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is take this over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze them. They say you can freeze these. I'll put it in a baggie, and then I'll freeze them, and I'll take them out tomorrow, and then I will cook them. Actually, I'll cook one at a time. I'll put it on a flat griddle. My flat griddle is like this. It's my cast iron griddle. And what I'll do is I'll make flatbread. And so what I'll do is I will check back in tomorrow, and I will show you the flatbread process and see how my flatbread came out. This is actually a 2-ingredient recipe where it just shows that you are taking, you would make self-rising gluten-free flour, then you add some Greek-style yogurt to set it and get all the goodness going, and then roll it out like you would like a biscuit or what have you. And then what it is just going to be flatbread, and the goal is that when you cook it, it should rise up like if it was just, you know, regular flatbread. The one thing about this recipe is there are no yeast in it, so it's going to be the baking soda, and I think it's the natural yogurt cultures that's in the yogurt that's going to give it the leavening effect, even though there's no leavening in it. So, well, that's another edition of Kitchen Shenanigans. I will conclude this experiment on tomorrow, probably tomorrow evening, when I'll put it to the test, put it to the heat, and see if it rises up. And the recipe says it's supposed to be, you know, rise up, and it's supposed to be soft, and it's supposed to be bendable. And so I'm going to test it out on tomorrow. So that concludes this edition. Until I see you again, take care, have a great night, and stay safe. Good night.